Welcome to Class in Session. We have another Caribbean educator here with us. Her name is Tia Marisho, and she's here to tell us about her experience as a Caribbean educator living in the States. Hi, Tia. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. You relaxed?
Awesome. All right, tell us, where are you from?
So, I'm from Spanish Town, Jamaica. St. John's Road to be exact. Lived all my life on St. John's Road. Went to St. Catherine High School. So, that's where it all started.
Blue and white.
The Blue and White School.
I should know. That's my school. That's my alma mater. I should know.
Prime Minister's School.
Absolutely the Prime Minister's School. You have to just throw that out there because
Yes.
greatness comes from here, don't it? Tell us a little bit about education, learning. What was the classroom like for you as a child?
So, for my mom, education is everything. So, growing up, I was kind of reserved, I would say. But with my mom coming home every evening, she would always take our books, look in it. Oh, Tia, why this work is not complete? So she would always on me like that. If I come home the next day with the work not completed or my book not marked, Jamaican teachers have to mark your book every day. So she's always on top of that. Make sure I'm paying attention in class. She's always there for that. So I grew up in that kind of household. We all grew up under the same strict education is a must.
Most Jamaican parents that I have come across, that's how they are, and that's how we who grew up under their parentage, that's how we tend to be. We set high expectations for our kids because our parents set really high expectations for us, even if they couldn't read. Even if they couldn't read, you better know how to read, and they act like they know how to read. As a matter of fact, a lot of Jamaicans, friends have told me that they didn't even know that their parents couldn't read until they were adults. It's well masked.
Yes, and then bending in them to make sure that they get the education that they didn't get.
Absolutely. At what point did you realize that teaching is the way that you wanted to go?
Since I'm in high school, I would say there were two choices for me. Well, maybe three. So I always wanted to be an architect.
Okay.
That was the first one. And I realized in high school that the physics was beating my butt. So that was my problem right there.
Right.
Then I wanted to go to Edna Manley School of Art because I love drawing, I love painting. So with that, again, the pieces to enter the college, you have to have a certain amount of paintings and stuff to submit for your entry. So again,
didn't have the portfolio for it.
Didn't have the portfolio for it. So of course the teaching was my next thing. So that's when I decided to go to Teachers College, and I enrolled in St. Joseph's Teachers College, and that's where my teaching journey started. Yes.
All right. Yes. Let's talk about St. Joseph's. Like for you, was going to Teachers College what you expected?
I didn't have any expectations, to be honest. I didn't know what it was going to be like. The only thing is that when I lived in dorm, and when I was going to, enroll, and I'm like, how am I going to live with two people that I don't know? And I know that I'm very picky with this, and, so I prayed and I said, God, I'm going to live with two people that I don't know. So, probably the perfect persons for me. And I think that happened. Honestly, believe it happened because we're still friends up until today. So,
it was a great experience. I can say that too.
It was. So I got the two perfect roommate for me. Two perfect roommate overall, and yes, experience was good.
I'm gonna ask you a random question here. I was at Joseph's, and I don't think my batch ever did it to you guys. I don't know. I remember one night I was sleeping, all of us, lights off, everything, right? And all of a sudden, this was about midnight. Everybody in them bed, like, dog, you heard boom, 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 banging on the doors, and the door, and screaming in the halls. And this was apparently something that they did every year. Did you guys ever get any of that?
No,
Mama Vex.
No, we didn't get any pranking.
No. My God, my Vex. What made you decide to leave teaching in the Caribbean and opt to come here and teach in the States?
When I migrated here, I wasn't in the classroom for a while, and it was a decision that I was kind of battling with. Why I want to go into the classroom, because I've heard the horror stories, kids in Jamaica are different from here. So I kind of struggled with that for a little bit until I finally gave in and said, all right, let me see. And I started my master's before I even started in the classroom. I registered in a college and I started my master's. And after that, then I was testing the water a little bit and I started as a substitute teacher.
Okay.
So before I, finished my license to teach, before the master's was finished, I started doing substitute teaching. I loved it. I loved it. For one, I started out in a specialized school with students with severe disability.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about what you mean by specialized school as well as students with disabilities. For those who may be watching, might have a different understanding of what those terms mean.
Okay, so, growing up in Jamaica, we have terms that we give students, who might look different physically, so people might call them handicap, that's a Jamaican term. So these students here, students with disability, they're different. They might look different. Some of them, they're not performing at their age level. So say, for instance, a child is 8 and still in diapers. You know that child has a disability. She's not meeting the milestones.
And in terms of working at a specialized school, what does that mean?
Okay, so a specialized school, it's still run by the Department of Education, but they keep them separate outside of a general education classroom. So these kids, it's just like 8 of them in a class. So you will have 8 students, one teacher, and you'll have a class paraprofessional, or some students may need a personal para. So in all, sometimes you will have 4 adults in the classroom with only 8 students. Okay, gotcha. And I know that's not something that we are familiar with in Jamaica. When I was teaching there, I think it was 2 years that I had what is called paras here. We call them shadows in Jamaica. That was a term that was used. So there were a couple of years where I had shadows in the classroom, and they were there for specific students. Eventually, depending on their need, the shadow would be weaned, but it's not something that you would generally see in a Jamaican classroom, at least not when you and I left. We're there.
Right. Not when you and I were there.
Up next on Class in Session.
Make sure you have to write in the line. And
it's something that Caribbean educators naturally do here.
It's something I won't get used to. I haven't gotten used to it, and I don't think I ever will. I've had some encounters. Their language in front of you as an adult